2020. What a year. 2020. A year of uncertainty. We don't know exactly what tomorrow will be made of. Maybe this pandemic will end the human race. Maybe this pandemic will just kill the poor. Maybe this pandemic will kill people who don't have access to health care. Maybe this pandemic will create a revolution. Maybe this pandemic is the beginning of the end of corporate capitalism. Maybe this pandemic will be the expected opportunity to rethink systemic aspects of society. Maybe this pandemic will change society deeply. Maybe this pandemic will change our relationship to culture. Maybe this pandemic will change our relationship to art. Maybe this pandemic will create a new contemporary art. Maybe this pandemic will be the opportunity to rethink performance art. Maybe this pandemic will cancel the Partout Festival in Arsenic. Maybe this pandemic will not allow me to come to Switzerland from Brussels. Maybe I should use all these uncertainties in my performance for the Partout Festival in Arsenic. 2020. What a year. 2020. A year of uncertainty. I'm Darren Roja, and I want to defeat capitalism. Welcome to this performance. What if this performance was cancelled?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me well? Yeah, I see something saying hello, okay. So it means you can hear me well. I think there's a microphone in the theater, so if you yell yes, I will hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, thank you. So we're gonna live this moment together. So today I really wanted to do a performance and to be in front of you, obviously in Lausanne, but as you can see, it's not exactly what's happening, huh? Yeah, so that's not the only reason why I won't be doing a performance today. I mean, there's several reasons, and I maybe should go a few things, a few explanations for you to understand. So to make it clear, I never did something like that, so I'm not that comfortable. I hope it will be okay. I hope we won't have any technical issues. It's going to be a kind of a mess. I'm going to justify things. It's going to be a kind of a mess. I apologize already for that. But I'll try to make it as clear as possible for you guys. If there's a problem, you can just really yell and interrupt me, and normally I can hear you, okay? Yes, okay. So, as you can see, I'm now in a screen. So I'm talking to you. Well, in fact, I'm in my house in Brussels. We are the 4th of October. It's 5:07 o'clock, and I'm talking to a camera. But I know that this camera is connected to you, and that you receive this image. So it was a bit like if I was talking to you in Arsenic. But not only, because maybe you're watching this video on YouTube, and if it's the case, please stay tuned. I'll come back to you a little later, but now I have to deal with several types of audience. So how did I end up justifying myself on Skype of not doing a performance? Well, on FaceTime, we're using FaceTime, not Skype. Well, everything started in August when I received this email from Alexandra, who takes care of production for the Partout Festival.
We are on the 27th of August. So now I'm in Switzerland. In fact, I'm going to move in Belgium in the beginning of September. But now I'm in Switzerland at my mom's place, in fact. And so I received this mail which says j'espère que tu vas bien, je suis en train de rechercher les conditions Corona pour les pays en dehors de la Suisse. So I hope you're okay. I'm researching concerning the conditions regarding Corona for all the countries outside of Switzerland. Unfortunately, now there's an obligation of quarantine of 10 days. Do you have experience with this? Est-ce que tu as expérience avec cela? Ou est-ce que peut-être tu es en Suisse par hasard? So, yes, I'm in Switzerland now. But I will try to come, so I'm gonna answer that. Yeah, I'm gonna answer in English like that you guys understand what I answer, because this is really concerning the performance. I mean, it's really important. So, hi Alexandra. I answer in English because I'm filming this answer for the performance. I really hope I can come too, because it would be important. So it's important. It would be important to show the performance. What if this performance was cancelled in front of an audience, and this performance not to be cancelled? Yeah, I'm now in Switzerland, but I will go back to Belgium in 1 week. Regards, Darren. Okay, sent. Well, this performance is about how, in what condition can we create as artists, thinking the fact that everything can be cancelled all the time. So you don't know if you can create something or not, and what about showing something on a screen? This is a screen. Is it is it good for you to see? Is it a performance if you see that like this? I don't know.
Well, guess what? I still don't really know. But I suppose that now you're asking yourselves why I'm not physically with you in Lausanne, huh?
So yeah, here now I'm in Belgium. I just come out of a performance evening and I checked my mails, and I saw a mail from Laurent Baïf, who was the former mayor of Vevey, and I was supposed to bring some books from Brussels to him when I was coming to do the performance, but he just told me that Switzerland was in red zone for Belgium. So it's another episode. I don't know exactly if it's gonna be like that, if I can come or not. I was thinking of how I should react to that, and for the time being I really don't know. So I don't know, I'm just it's really horrible to work in these conditions, because now I saw this mail and I'm like, here the performance is in 2 weeks. I already wrote something, but it's maybe not gonna work, so I'll see what I will be able to use for you guys watching this performance live. And most of all, I really hope that I will be able to make this performance for you.
Yeah, so at this moment, the performance was in 2 weeks, and it was the beginning of the uncertainties. So the day after, I decided that I should check a bit where the red zones were exactly.
I just came out of the shower. I went back in my room to check up on my computer, and I came on this website, Foreign Affairs from the Kingdom of Belgium, and what do I see is that Switzerland, all these cantons are okay. These ones, where is it? Switzerland here. These ones are more or less okay. And then the last ones is these ones, which is in the red zone. So unfortunately, for the time being, the performance will take in 2 weeks. I told you yesterday about this mail I received. So my performance is in 2 weeks, and I'm, for the time being, I think, not able to come.
Yeah, so that was on Saturday, on the 19th of September. And then on Monday, I had this phone call with Alexandra from the production team.
But yeah, I saw that Belgium put Canton de Vaud in red zone.
Yes, I know.
So I wanted this morning to do research to see exactly what it means.
Yeah, that would be great, because at the moment there are so many different cases. It's a little bit hard to have.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's also had. I must admit, I'm happy that I decided to do a performance about the fact that this performance was cancelled because I really have no. It's in 2 weeks and I'm totally uncertain of what I'm going to do.
So we find out how it is with your quarantine situation in Belgium.
Yeah, I'm going to read out stuff about that and try to see what happened. Yeah, what it is. I'm already thinking of possibilities of doing a live stream in Arsenic and also not in Arsenic if I'm not in Arsenic, to be able to show either the performance live if this recording is for Arsenic, or on a screen if this is on a screen for people not watching it in Arsenic. Well, I don't know. So it's super confused, but I'm thinking of all the possibilities of what I could do to not this performance. Well, that if it's cancelled, it still happens in a way. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I think we can make it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's believe that, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. And let's hear soon.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye.
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 Yeah, so this day was really the 21st of September. It was really a horrible day. So as discussed with Alexandra, I had to check what did red zone mean exactly.
So now I just went through all the restrictions for Belgium, and I realized that in fact if I come to Arsenic, I will have to do a quarantine when I come back to Belgium, which is not possible because I will have a lot of appointments. So it won't be possible for me to come in Arsenic.
Yeah, so this moment, as you can see, was really the peak of panic, the top part of the peak. It was really horrible, so I decided to have a little chat with Melanie, my girlfriend, to calm down a little. Yeah, so Melanie, I think, pointed out a few really interesting points about the presence of the performer physically in a theater and the notion of slow down performance. I'll come back to these concepts a little later. So then, since at this time I still wanted to do the performance today, I went through a kind of technical dispositive, and I found Niels, the technician of the Pattern Festival, to try to explain to him exactly what I wanted to do.
So now I'm on the phone with Niels, the technician. So basically, I'm recording videos like this one that I will be screening during the performance in Arsenic, and I will do the performance, but in Brussels. So to do so, I imagined 2 screens, and we do double Skype. One projection is a video screenshot of my computer for me to send videos like this one. And the other screen is my computer filming me for me to be able to address to the people in Arsenic. Yeah?
Yes, so you just that I have that correct.
Yeah, so as you can hear, well, it wasn't that easy.
But do you think it's doable?
Yes. Well, obviously, the answer, thanks God, was yes. And I would like really now to thank you, Niels, for all your help. Sorry, I couldn't justifying myself why I don't do a performance if the performance would have been cancelled. So Niels, thanks a lot for all your help to make this weird moment possible. But maybe I should explain to you, the audience, this positive, because I think it's really important to see it. Because at this moment I really wanted to do the performance whatsoever and to go through all the possibilities of cancellation. So it's going to be quite complicated. I'm going to sit down for that. If you want, if you're standing up, I see some people sitting down, but if there's some people standing up, maybe you should sit down because it's going to be a bit complex. Okay, so we have, what if this performance was cancelled? We have you, the audience. We have a stage, because we're in a theater. We have 2 screens. And this happens in Arsenic in Lausanne. But there's something else happening, which is Darren, me, sitting at the desk, in another location in Brussels. So this was because of the red zone, how it was going to happen. So I decided that I should put a camera here, then take the visual information from here, put it into the camera, then send this visual information to the computer, then ask this computer to send this visual and sound information to another computer with your guys in Arsenic, and then link this other computer to a video projector, ask this video projector to project on a certain screen the image, then to have a video camera in Arsenic taking visual information about Arsenic, then sending these visual informations to the computer that would send me all this visual information for me here in Brussels, for me to see what's happening on stage. And then also I needed a second computer here in Brussels, a second computer where I would do a video screenshot of the computer, send information to a computer in Arsenic. This computer in Arsenic would send the information into a video projector in Arsenic, and then this video projector could send the information on the screen. Then I was really wanted to see you, the audience, so we had to find another device. I thought it was going to be a computer filming you, and to send the visual information to the computer, and then send this visual information back to Brussels into my computer, to then me to receive this image. So that's the technical device, dispositive we had to go through. But then this was, okay, if I can't come to Switzerland. But then I thought, because at this stage I really wanted to do the performance, I thought, what if the whole festival was cancelled? Well, I thought this dispositive should exist, so I decided to place another camera in Arsenic. Then this other camera takes visual information from Arsenic and it sends it to a third computer in Arsenic. All this information then is sent on YouTube, youtube.be/GreyTruth, which is my YouTube channel. This is a screen, and people can watch this video even if the festival is cancelled, and they can watch it all around the world. Like, I think my mom now is in Spain and watching this video, so salut maman, j'espère que ça va. Okay, so this was basically the technical dispositive. We had to yeah, I'm gonna just have a little drink with a lot. And that brings me to you, for example, you, mommy, watching this video in Spain, but also other people watching this video online. So it means that for this moment we have live audience in the theater of Arsenic, you, but we also have the audience of the live, which is watching this video all around the world. Okay, a bit like if this performance was like in French, I could say they are partout, huh? Like that. It's but thanks God this performance is not in French, since I'm not doing a performance and I'm doing it in English. Anyway, so at this stage, I still wanted to do the performance. I thought I had a good dispositive, but I had rather thought of this kind of double audience, the audience from the live and the partout audience, the audience in the theater of Arsenic and the audience which are all around the world. And it's interesting because I think that during the lockdown, I suppose that you now in Arsenic, you lived a lot of moments as the audience which are all around the world, because you were watching streaming, performances streaming, DJ sets and all that, since everything was on internet. But now you're in a theater and you're watching a streaming again, which is, I suppose, a bit annoying and a bit boring. So I believe it's problematic because, I mean, when you go in a theater, you want to have a different experience of something when you're home and you're watching something online, which is more or less the case now. Huh? So, I mean, if we go to theater, it's to have the physical presence of the performer, to be in the same room, to share a moment all together. I mean, like Melanie texted me, the presence of the performer is really, really important. Okay, well, this maybe doesn't exactly replace the real physicality of a performance, of a performer, but I suppose that with a little imagination, you can imagine that this voice that you hear coming out of speakers come out of this 2D print. I mean, I checked this afternoon the video of the hologram of Tupac in Coachella. I don't know if you know this video. And really, people are crazy. So I thought that maybe it would do more or less the same effect. So you can really try to imagine that I'm here now with you. Huh? So at this stage, I would say that more or less everything is ready for the performance, and the performance could start. I mean, we went through the legal aspects, we went through the health issues, the organizational stuff, the technical issues, through the physicality of the performer, sorry, I just now need a kind of purpose, for the performance, like something I'd like to tell you or I'd like to share with you. Well, while I was preparing and working for this moment, in fact, I always had this meme. This meme that I saw on internet during the lockdown in mind. And in fact, it made me think quite a lot, this meme, because, I mean, during the lockdown, I had the feeling that everybody was quite happy of this slowdown. Many people were happy to have more time to read, to take care of their families, to cook vegetables. It was also total hell for many families who had precarious job, families who didn't have a garden, families who didn't have internet connection or computer device. But I had the feeling that everybody suddenly realized the importance of health workers, garbage collectors, train drivers. Everybody was saying never like before. Everybody was saying things will be different. Then the lockdown more or less ended, and we started all as before. Me, for example, I was working on this moment for the Partout Festival. I really absolutely wanted to come and to do a performance in Lausanne. I was like, no, I should do it now. The lockdown is over. I'd like to do stuff, blah, blah, blah. And to continue to work crazy on many projects at the time and to do things exactly I used to do it before the lockdown. So maybe that for the following months or the following years, I will rather do local arts. Maybe I won't do 800 kilometers one way, do a performance of 30 minutes, and then do 800 kilometers the other way. That means maybe I'll do a little less. But would it really be problematic? Then I would do a kind of artistic slowdown in an idea of economical slowdown. In her book, Artist at Work, Bojana Kunst compares the contemporary artist as the most capitalist worker. The artist is flexible. His job is his hobby. The artist doesn't count his hours. He works as crazy because he loves his job. He's flexible. The artist doesn't need a retirement fee because he will work until he dies. The worker capitalism, in fact, dreams of. And she finishes her book with this really incredible quote, which says, "In this sense, doing less can be understood as an exceptionally important affective shift that can significantly influence the rhythmic and flexible atmospheres of contemporary artistic life and open up to new ways of solidarity. This would then be the third disobedient line of argument in the defense of art. Do less, precisely when confronted with the demand to do more." Do less, precisely when confronted with the demand to do more. I think it's a really beautiful sentence that we can keep in mind. And that was one of the reasons also I didn't want to do a performance today, finally. And the only regret I have of not being here and not doing a performance in front of you is the after performance moment. For me, performance is about sharing something. And the after performance moment at the bar, where you have a drink, you exchange with the audience. This is for me the most important part of performance. So what I propose is that we directly go to this moment and we skip the performance for today. So I propose that since I can't obviously come in Arsenic and you obviously can't come in Brussels, we just move in room 2 in Arsenic, where there's a bar ready to have a little drink all together. So just for health care reason, you have to keep your masks on if you're standing up. You can go to the bar, take a drink, and then sit down and then take your masks off. So it's an informal moment, but we'll be able to talk together as if we were in a bar, which is, I believe, the most interesting thing of performance. So you can stand up. I see you sitting down. I'm going to go to take a beer in the fridge. Wait, I have to unplug. Yeah. So really, I told you there wasn't any performance today, so you can just stand up and go and grab a glass. I'm in my garden. I'm not part of these people who had a horrible time during the lockdown. Okay. C'est bien?
Ouais, super.
It's informal, so it's a bit weird. I don't know exactly. I suppose it's the weirdest informal moment we could live. So how's life?
Everybody can see you, it's like okay. But we cannot.
You can see me?
Yes, do you see us actually?
Yes, I do. Cheers. I'm drinking Saint-Feuillin, a really good Belgian beer. Cheers. And it's informal, so if you want to talk with your neighbor, feel free. It's a weird feeling because I'm still facing you, and I don't have like a panoramic view. So we have 20 to 30 minutes. So if nobody talks, it's going to be a little long. We have 20 minutes, sorry. So I mean, if there's like friends who wants to come and say hello, like in fact, we should imagine behind a bar. So if you just want to come and you can chat with your neighbor, drinking your beer, and then somebody comes and chat with me a little moment, I'm not the center of the attention. Well, I wouldn't like to be.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Hey, salut Gilles.